everyone. It's Monday, October 5th. My name is Karen Connolly. I'm a member of the Board of Selectmen. I'm here today with our update, including Town Administrator Jim Boudreau, School Committee member Janice Lindblom, and our new superintendent, I think he's still new, Bill Burkhead.
6 months.
6 months. After 6 months, you're not new anymore, I
You
guess,
got 6
right?
months. You get 6 months.
Haven't felt the honeymoon.
I'd just like to point out to everyone that there is a Board of Selectmen meeting tomorrow night at 6:30. It is being done via Zoom. So if you want to tune in, you need to go on the town website to get the agenda, and it will give you the information about how to participate in the meeting. It's quite a full agenda. We have a lot of appointments to make of various boards and committees, which have been put off necessarily because of the COVID problem that we've been having ongoing. We are discussing the equity and inclusion statement from the board. And again, there are a variety of interesting things on it, including water and sewer rates and financial policies. So please join us if you can. And with that, I will hand it over to Jim Boudreau.
Thank you. We'll start as always with our COVID update. Since last week, we've had 6 new cases in Scituate. One of these was a college student. The other 5 are Scituate proper cases. Our color of infection rate remains yellow on the state's map, which is one below the highest of red. Our 14-day positivity rate last week was 1.49%. That is down from the 1.77% the following week. That's really the number to look at as opposed to the daily number of people who test positive. When that gets above 2 and it starts trending into the high 2s, then we really need to have a serious conversation about the reopening, about schools and things like that. So seeing it go down is a good thing, but that's the number that we really track is the 2-week positivity rate. We are now in phase 3, step 2 of the reopening. Outdoor gatherings can now be 100 people, up from 50. Your private gatherings are still limited to 25. In restaurants, bar seating is now allowed with proper social distancing, but you must be served food. You can't sit at the bar and drink, but you can now sit at the bar and be served food and have a drink while you do that. Not to be political, but with President Trump being diagnosed with COVID last week, I think that just serves as a reminder to people that COVID is still out there. It is still active. You still need to take precautions, social distancing, wear a mask. What you do on the outside affects everything else. If you decide to be irresponsible and go to large gatherings and not wear a mask and you have kids, then those kids can bring it into the schools. So we ask you to be cognizant of that what you do affects other people. Continue to wear your mask, continue to be vigilant, and continue to stay safe, and we'll all get through this. The ban on outdoor watering remains in effect. The state has upgraded the designation of southeastern Massachusetts from severe drought to extreme drought. People need to make a concerted effort to save water. We talked about it before when we first initiated the outdoor water ban. Our water use dropped approximately 400,000 gallons a day. For 1 month, that's 12 million gallons of water. That's a lot of water. We need people to stop watering outside and conserve. The reservoir's at 28.18%. It's slightly down from last week. We got about 0.67 inches of rain over the last 7 days. The weekly average for the water treatment plant was down to 612,000 gallons per day. That was down from 731 the previous week. I would like to attribute this to conservation efforts, but I think it's just because we had rain last week. We are still seeing a number of people watering. We are still issuing violations. So we're asking people, please, you need to stop using your outside water. You need to conserve water. We will continue to issue violations, and we'll issue multiple violations. But unless we have significant rain over a long period, people need to continue to conserve water. A reminder for people that the Master Plan Community Workshop will take place on Tuesday, October 13th at 7 p.m. When we talk about zoning, when we talk about building and density and water use, this is the document that guides those decisions, that sends us in the direction we want to go. So if you're interested, concerned, or excited about the future of Scituate and what Scituate's going to look like going forward, this is the meeting you need to take part in and the future meetings on this. The link to register is on the town website. So we urge people, if you're looking to have a role in the future of the town of Scituate, this is the meeting you need to take part in. It's next Tuesday, the 13th. Cedar Point construction project continues. That will cause disruptions and get worse over the winter. It is scheduled to be done in the May of 2021. Right now we're doing laterals, but the trunk work should start in the next couple of weeks, which will be the main portion of that construction. Also, the long-awaited Cole Park Marina piling project is scheduled to start after October 15th. October 15th is the last day you can have your boats in the water. After that, we will start the construction. There will be a lay-down area in Cole Parkway. We'll be posting those maps and the changes to the traffic pattern down there later on this week so people can see it. We will lose some parking, but at least the loss of that parking will coincide with the closing of the marina. So we don't think it will have an impact on the merchants, but people will need to be cognizant of those changes. And then finally, I hate that on a bad note, but I'm kind of sad and upset that we had an act of vandalism at the high school field complex over the weekend. Expletives were written on the surface of the shot put area and on one of the electrical boxes at the site. The police are investigating, and if we identify the culprit, they will be prosecuted. To all the high school athletes, the school athletes, the youth athletes, this is your facility. It is one of the finest facilities in the South Shore. We need you to take pride in it. We need you to take care of it. If you allow other people to do this to that facility, it will degrade in a hurry. So if you saw anything, if you know anything, we ask you to please see Sarah Arsenault, your school resource officer, contact the Scituate Police. But, you need to be the ones to police this thing, not us, because it's your facility, it's your field. And if you let people get away with doing this to it again, it's going to go downhill in a hurry. So we will be looking. We do have some cameras. We will be checking the cameras. The police will investigate. But to the students and the youth athletes out there that use that facility, we ask you to take a lot of pride in it, because I know we do. And if you saw or heard anything, please let us know so we can track down who did this. And that's what I have for today.
Thanks, Jim. Janice?
Thank you, Karen. I'd like to also echo what Jim said about mask wearing and social distancing helping the town, because it also helps the schools. We're into school for a few weeks now, and we'd like to keep going, keep the kids in school as long as possible. So we encourage parents to encourage their children to wear masks when they're out with friends, and also parents when they're out and about. We have a school committee meeting tonight. It starts at 6. The Zoom information is on the school website. And with that, I'll turn it over to Bill.
Thank you, Ms. Lindblom. I just want to reiterate what Town Administrator Boudreau had talked about with the pride in our facilities. Being a new superintendent here, I was really impressed with the facilities, the landscape, and finally with kids out there playing. And for families, I know we had there's young kids out there playing this weekend, and for them to come and potentially be exposed to some kind of graffiti or things like that is just appalling to me. So let's be a family out here, and if you have information, please share it with us, and let's take care of that and make sure it doesn't happen again, so we can keep our fields the best on the South Shore. COVID update: there were no positive cases in the Scituate Public Schools last week. We're excited about that. The medical advisory community continues to meet regularly, and we put out a weekly numbers and update for everyone in our weekly Thursday Thoughts, and that's posted on our website as well for access there. And then we meet regularly as needed in case we have positive cases. I do want to take the opportunity to thank the town for all its cooperation, communication, and support, particularly Board of Health Director Drew Shealy and Town Nurse Eileen Scotty, who we're basically in touch with on a daily basis. And so we appreciate their support and help. Tonight at the school committee meeting, I will be presenting my superintendent's goals for the year. These goals are important as they impact the goals of the administrators, teachers, and with proper alignment and successful attainment of the goals, directly impact student achievement in their success in school. The goals align with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education rubric that the committee will use to measure my performance and successful completion of these goals. The goals are broken down into 3 categories: professional practice, student learning, and district improvement. I'll be sharing these goals publicly through our newsletter, and they'll be posted online at our website as well. And finally, over the course of last week, we were dealing with incidents involving race at Scituate High School. We have prioritized addressing these issues in the short term and are currently working on a long-term plan. They'll be reflected in my goals and some of our conversations at tonight's meeting. I shared a video statement with our school community this weekend on my position, but I wanted to take this opportunity to read that statement as well in case some folks did not receive it. I feel it's that important. I want to start off by saying Karen had asked me this morning how it is being the new superintendent at these difficult times, and I'm getting asked that question a lot, and I just want to tell everyone that I love this town already. I've been here 3 months. I love my job, It's exciting. There's a lot of great things happening. Sometimes we focus on the negative things. But I'm a glass half full guy, and I think there's a lot of promising things here, and it all starts with great people, and we do have those in place. So things will change, things will get better. I'm very confident of that. Over the past week, we as a school community have been reeling from racist incidents at the high school and have been extremely hurtful to people of color in our community. I know many of you are justifiably feeling anger, fear, and overall lack of trust in how we may have handled these recent incidents in the past. I denounce racism and will not tolerate hate in our schools as the school leader. One of the reasons I was attracted to Scituate Public Schools is that I can use my voice and position to impact change, to eliminate the climate of racism and social inequities, and foster a culture of inclusivity, and that will be a major focus of our work ahead. As superintendent of the Scituate Public Schools, I have the responsibility to ensure the safety of our students, especially those who are marginalized and or underrepresented. My personal philosophy is to treat each child like they were my own, and I intend to do that. And it starts off by listening to those voices out there in our community of our students and our families, especially those impacted by racism. I am committed to ensuring our students of color feel valued, respected, and safe in our schools. I apologize personally to each one of those students that we have not realized that goal yet. Please know that is the highest priority, and the work is getting done. Even though I haven't met you all, I intend to, and I look forward to hearing your voices and how we can resolve this issue. I'm optimistic that education is the key to helping us better understand and celebrate our differences. Although we have much work to do, I strongly believe this is an opportunity for our schools, our family, and community to come together and address this problem to ensure that we have an inclusive school district and community. We have reached out for help in this work and will be supported by Dr. Khalees Warnham of KW Diversity. I've worked with Dr. Warnham in the past, and she is outstanding, and I look forward to the partnership with our schools. We will be focusing on cultural proficiency in the district, beginning with training for our administrators and staff. We will also have workshops for students and forums for our community. I am so humbled with the feedback and willingness to help and support from our community, our parents, our students, and our staff. We've also established a school committee subcommittee on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which started earlier this summer. And that work has been going on very well with approximately 60 members from the community. We need to ensure our policies and practices enable staff members, students, and their caregivers to interact effectively in a culturally diverse environment in which students, families, and their many ways of being are respected. I'd like to end with a quick analogy that a house consists of brick, mortar, and steel, but the people inside the house, the values, customs in which they hold, make it a home. A school is simply a building. A school with values, beliefs, and a culture of inclusivity where everyone is treated with respect and love becomes a home away from home. I look forward to that day in our district, and I look forward to working with all of you so that we together can build a more accepting and equitable learning environment for our students. I believe that enthusiasm is free and it's contagious, but so is negativity. The former is much harder, but it needs to be the focus of our work. I want to conclude by thanking our school committee for taking this head-on, working with me to address these issues, our staff, who has also been working diligently on this, and our students who are chomping at the bit to get involved, and I appreciate that and look forward to hearing your voices. I'd also like to thank Town Administrator Boudreau, who is always a phone call away and has been very supportive, along with our Select Board, for their support. It really does take a community to address this problem and eradicate racism. So I want to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent. Well said, and we will continue to work on the town side as well, because we have work to do there, too. I just wanted to say that with next Monday being a holiday, I think we will probably be doing this video on Tuesday. Is that correct?
Correct.
So the next update will be on Tuesday, October 13th. In the meantime, everyone, please stay safe. Thank you.